Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got another times 10 summoning event coming this weekend from Friday. And it's actually going to be duos. Duos that give each other buffs when they're on the same team. Pretty cool concept. I love this concept in Raid. Before we get into those, a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between a times 2 event and a times 10? I'm going to try and spell it out here. So a times 10 that we've got coming this weekend. Basically, what happens is the summoning chance of getting an epic or a legendary doesn't change. You've still only got 0.5% chance of getting a legendary from an ancient or a void, and you've only got 8% chance of getting an epic from an ancient and a void. However, if you do pull an epic or a legendary, there's 10 times the chance of pulling one of these champions I'm about to say. So you've almost got to assume that in the summoning pool, if they were all just standing in a line, when you get to the end of the line, there's going to be 10 of each of these champions, and you throw them in a randomizer, and obviously you're going to have a higher chance of pulling that one out. But your summoning rates of actually getting an epic or a legendary stay the same. On a times 2 event, actually what happens is, for the particular type of shard they're doing a times 2 on, the rates of epics and legendaries double. Hence times 2. Okay? So, and what they do is every 6 weeks, there's you get that same event again as it stands at the moment. So they rotate between Ancient, Void, and Sacred. Each one is on like a 2-week rotation. So you get the same one back again 6 weeks later. Probably made no sense to most of you. Hopefully it did though. So if you are kind of like desperate to spend your money, spend those wages. You've just got out of Christmas period. You've got your big paycheck for January. You can either buy some shards for this event, or you can get yourself to the Hell Hades site, go into the merch store, and don't cry in your milk anymore. Get yourself some of this new merch. You will thank yourself for doing that. What a good investment this is. Fine quality is all the feedback I seem to get. Insane quality. And oh wow, there was actually a few guys that have messaged me and said they met their soulmate whilst wearing the merch. Got ladies ones as well. It can work in reverse, guys. Anyway, let's get on to this. Times 10, what's going on? So they're actually doing duos. I love the idea of duos in the game. I think it's a really cool feature. Some of these are good. Some of them I don't rate at all. That's where we're at. Let's start with the epics. So we're going to start with good old, I feel like he comes up a fair amount in these times 10 events. Good old Romero. I don't think I've got much more to say about this guy than that. I don't know. Some people rate this guy. I just wish that his kit was upgraded. Like, weak source continuous heal on an A1. Weak source increased defense on an A3. He's got an okay shield, but it's on a 6-turn books to 5-turn cooldown. Like, give this guy some love. Give this guy some love. He doesn't hit too weak, and he's got good defensive stats. His speed is pretty good. So his base stats are good. His kit is actually okay, but it's just a bit old-fashioned compared to what we've got going on in the game nowadays. He needs some more work. But he pairs up with Juliana, and when he does, he attacks all enemies 3 times, and this actually hits pretty hard. So it's a decent AoE, triple hit AoE when Juliana's on the same team. That's actually quite a cool upgrade. So if you've got Juliana and are using her, he could come into a team. But honestly, he gets outscaled by lots of epics now. Lots of epics. And for me, isn't worth shards. Juliana, kind of in the same boat, really. Some people like Juliana. She's got some decent poison utility on her A2. She's got a bit of turn meter gain on her A1. And she's got an HP burn on her A3. She's an all-out clan boss champion. And if I go back 18 months, she was one of the champions that people wanted to get. It was like, I want Juliana for my clan boss team. She's so good. Nowadays, it's like, all I've got is Juliana from my clan boss team. I don't rate her. She's not even a top 50 for me. When you pair her with Romero, she gets a bit more here. So she ignores 50% of the target's defense with her A2, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But where are you using her? Clan boss who's got a low base defense. I don't know. I feel like, again, she needs an upgrade. So for those two, I wouldn't be pulling shards. Next two on the list, actually from the same, is this all? This is not all this faction. No, most of them are. So next two we've got is Talia. Talia, who pairs with Fenax. Infinitely better than the two we've just seen. Both of these champions are awesome for the Sacred Order, actually. Really strong champs. So Talia, did a guide on her a while ago. It's still totally relevant. I'll ping it up above. She's got this A2. She increases her own attack, increases her own crit rate, and then she attacks everyone. And it hits hard, really hard. So why is it so cool? Well, actually, you can build her with 70% crit rate because you know you're going to buff her crit rate by 30. And yeah, just build a full nuke. She will be your arena nuker all day long. Very cool. If you place her alongside Fenax, has a 75% chance of placing a bomb that will detonate after 3 turns. It's the most lackluster partnership I've ever heard of. That partnership mode there, may as well just say, we're going to do nothing, nothing is happening, and by the way, there's no point in this. That's what that should say. If this was detonates after 1 turn, I'd be like that. Cool. That's actually cool. Added utility for the arena fight. But as it stands, a 3-turn on a bomb, which is going to hit for what? 15k or something? Come on. Dream up a new feature for this bomb, because right now it's depressing. She's also got counterattack and weaken, which is cool as well. And she's got a triple hit A1. She's great in Fire Knight. She's great for dungeon kind of wave clear. And she's awesome in the arena. So Talia is one half of the duo. Fenax is the other half. He's actually also very cool. So block revive on his A1, and it hits hard. It hits really hard. Really cool for Ice Golem if you're struggling to take it down. He's got a AoE on his A2. 75% chance of putting block buffs out there, which is pretty cool as well. In the current meta, you think about what's going on with Doom Tower, Faction Wars. Every mob set we've got, I've got tons of buffs. Block buffs is a really cool skill now. Places block cooldown steals for 1 turn if you do not get block buffs. I would argue that block cooldown steals is potentially better than block buffs. So they're both insanely good. Insanely good. Decreases the bomb debuff detonation countdowns by 1 turn when Talia is on the same team. He doesn't do bombs. She's going to do that 3-turn bomb thing. The partnership the partnership is terrible. It's the worst partnership in the game, in my opinion. I just feel like, what is going on with this partnership ability? They're both about nukes. They're both about AoEs. And then they've thrown in this weird partnership mechanic, which makes no difference to their kits. I hate it, actually. I think it's terrible. He's also got decreased defense and speed. So in isolation, both champions are good. When put together, both champions are good. When put together, they don't enhance each other, is my view. But this guy's good. He's a good hitter. So next one up is, I think we've got all legendaries from here on in. So we have got ourselves Venus with Cupidus. This is a cool partnership. So Venus on her own, insane. She's got poison. One of the few that's got AoE, decreased defense, and weaken. She's void as well, so she can't get weak hits from it. 100% chance to land. 3-turn cooldown. That ability on its own is just awesome. It's so good. But then she throws out an AoE HP burn as well. So she's got damage. She's got spider utility with the HP burn and decreasing defense and weaken. She can do it all, really. She can literally come into any team in the game, and she'll be super sweet for it. Poisons for clan boss, decreased defense and weaken for clan boss, HP burn for clan boss. She's cool on Fire Knight as well. Cool for dragon with the poison and the decreased defense and stuff. There's really not anywhere in the game that she can't come in and be really strong. Good base speed, good base stats. Her base defense is a touch on the low side. That's her only weakness, but it's not that weak. Pair her with Iron Brado. Wow. Base defense goes through the roof again. Good aura as well. HP in all battles. Now, when you pair her with Cupidus, she's also got a full cleanse. Or it's a removes all buffs from all enemies and then a 50% chance of going again. It's very cool. Very cool. Again, we're talking Doom Tower. If we're talking the arena, if we're talking Faction Wars, it's a really great ability. So Venus, I would say, absolutely top tier. Top tier champ. And then you pair her with Cupidus. So Cupidus, Lovers Duo. Obviously, we're coming up to Valentine's, and there's probably going to be something around that. Maybe this is their kind of Valentine's lead-in. Probably is. Good speed, good base attack, good base HP. This guy hits hard. This guy is better than people rate him. AoE on his A1 as well. This AoE nukes, his A1 nukes. You put him in a blender comp, this is going to hit hard. 15% increase of damage when there's any debuffs. So if Venus goes before him, he gets a 15% damage boost. He's also got 20% more damage in books. His damage goes through the roof when he's with Venus, trust me. Triple hit on his A2. Each hit's got a chance of placing an HP burn. And he's got this pretty cool ability here as well. So increases his own attack for 2 turns, then attacks. 50% chance of placing an AoE HP burn if he kills an enemy. It can't be resisted as well. The cool thing about this, so the annoying thing about this is he won't do it on auto against a Spiderling and spread HP burn. If he did that, I think he would be a top tier legendary, basically. But you would have to manually intervene. You can still do it on auto. You just got to click a Spiderling while he's in full flow. But if he did this on auto, he would be insane. The fact that it can't be resisted as well basically means that you could build him no resist and still get this away. So it's very cool. His kit is good. And then when you pair him with Venus, he just straight up gets a multiplier. 25% more damage to targets under debuffs. So he's getting 25% there, plus 15% there, plus 20% there. His A1 becomes a nuke, an AoE nuke, when Venus is on the same team and there's debuffs out. It's actually very cool. And then he's got an all battles aura as well. Cupidus is cool. I like him. Infinitely better with Venus, but still cool anyway. So let's go up to the next group then. We have got ourselves Belinar. So another Void legendary here. Tons of people now using him in unkillable teams on Clan Boss. He hits really hard. His base damage is high. Places crit buff on all allies if he does a crit, which is kind of cool. He's got Perfect Veil, decreased defense and weakened single target, which is cool as well. He's got a kind of surplus damage hit, but it can't crit. It's okay. It hits pretty hard, to be fair. The surplus damage being a non-crit, though, is a bit of a letdown. But it's a bit like what Draco does, just a little bit of a watered-down version. But it's kind of nice. So I'm actually not sure which way round this goes. I don't know if this is when he uses his skill, Xavier uses her Poison Rain. Or if it's when Xavier uses her Poison Rain, he activates this. I don't have him or Xavier. I don't know the answer, actually. Comment below, which way round does this work on this fourth ability? So all in all, he's a good champion. He's a good champion. I wish some of his stuff was kind of a bit more AoE, but he's a like high damage single target hitter. This is someone that I want. Xavier is someone that I want. The challenge for me is, do I want to pull shards to try and get one Xavier out of the mix here? And maybe I will, because she's kind of busted good for endgame. She's good anywhere, to be fair, but she has got some of the best mechanics for speed farming in the game. So she's got block revive, and she's got poison debuff explosion. So I've got champions that do that. I've got Karam, I've got Elenara, but she does it better and she hits harder. She's also got AoE poison on her A2, and she's got poison on her A1. Triple hit. She's cool in Fire Knight, she's cool in Dragon, she's cool now in Clan Boss as well. She does have a weak base defense that you have to be aware of. So when with Belinar then, attacks one enemy, applies a debuff spread, taking four random debuffs from the target and placing them everywhere. It's actually very cool. So what's this going to do? It's actually mainly to set up her poison blow up. So if you've got a Taurus that's put 4 poisons out there, she'll spread those 4 poisons again to everyone. Next turn round, she's going to blow them up. It's a pretty cool ability. Yeah, it's a little bit situational, but I guess it's not a bad partnership ability. Their partnership abilities, I think, are actually pretty valid. So let's move on to the last couple then. We have got these. I don't have either of these. Don't have either of these champions. Not there, not there, not there. Where is she? Here? Yeah. Minaya. So Minaya, by herself, is a decent champion, I would say. Pretty decent. She's actually got high multipliers on all her abilities, so she can hit kind of hard if you built her that way. But she has got heal here on her A1. She's got a heal reduction debuff on her A2. Heal. I think the better part about this, though, is heals this champion and the ally with lowest HP by 10k. It's kind of big. 10k heal on 2 people. It's actually kind of big. And then she's got an A3, heals all allies. This is a 4-turn cooldown for 40% of their HP. Places block debuffs for 2 turns on champions under increased defense. So another block debuff champion. It's actually a good skill as well. If this champion is fully healed, also places a shield buff on them for 2 turns. It's a core ability. Her kit is all about support, support, support. Now, if she pairs up with Khoronar, fills the turn meter of all allies by 20% when this champion is killed, revives this champion when killed if Khoronar's on the same team. So this happens anyway. This happens if Khoronar's on the same team. Again, it's kind of cool. Speed in all battles aura. Great base stats. She's just a great support champion. Great support champion, but nothing broken. Like, I wouldn't be pulling shards just to get her. Not at all. But her partner in crime is literally a beast. This guy. Crazy base HP. He's got AoE ability on his A1. 50% chance of decreasing target's turn meter by 5%. AoE 2 times if you've got Minaya as well. And 100% chance of dropping the turn meter. So if Minaya's on the team, you're dropping their turn meter by 10%. The damage of each hit will be decreased if she's on the same team. He hits okay, but he doesn't really hit hard. So I wouldn't build him for damage necessarily, but he is a cool champion. So A2, 75% chance, you can book it to 100 of placing Provoke on everyone. 100% Provoke is awesome. Means that everyone's going to be doing the A1s against you instead of their main abilities. Places block debuffs and increased defense on this champion. So if you think about Minaya's ability, when increased defense is on, she spreads block debuffs to everyone. Removes all debuffs from this champion before placing them if Minaya's on the same team. Super cool. The Minaya buff to him is actually really good. And then he's got an AoE decreased attack and a chance of decreased defense as well on his A3. So 4-turn cooldown, which is good. It's not actually as good as like a Stag Knight or Duke or some of these newer guys that are epics, but it is good. And then passives as well. So counterattacks, this is probably what he's best at. Counterattacks when hit by champions under decreased defense or attack, or decreased speed. Also counterattacks when hit if Minaya is on the same team. So when he counterattacks, what does he do? He drops enemies' turn meters, and if Minaya's on the same team, it's 100% chance. It's kind of broken. And then he's got another passive, places increased defense on all allies if he kills someone. Which, he doesn't hit crazy hard, but he hits hard enough. So yeah, that's the lot, guys. Lots of champions in there. To be fair, most of them good. The only ones I don't really care about are Juliana and Romero. Some people like them, though. It's up to you guys, whatever. But would I pull shards on a ×10 instead of a ×2? Only if I'm desperate to get those champions. I honestly really would like this guy. I really would like Minaya paired with him. I really would like Xavier myself. So there's a good chance I'm going to pull some shards. But I'm probably not going to wail out like I did last weekend to get absolutely nothing. There you go, guys. Anyway, good luck if you're going to pull shards over the weekend. I'm sure we'll do some of that stuff on my stream as well. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.